Deontay Moss, co-founder of Life Institute, and Chris McBrayer, minister and community advocate, are with us today talking about young folks and the impact that the Trayvon Martin verdict has on them and their community. I would really like to ask Chris, though, to read a poem that he's written about this whole experience. Would you do that for us? Thank you.
It's titled, I Am Trayvon. I was walking innocent, young, gifted, and black. I have been to the store and now on my way back with my Arizona tea and my bag of candy. I am a gift from God. Yes, I have done some wrongs and yet some rights. I have won and lost some fights. But on this particular night, I am on the phone just simply with my hoodie on. And then it all happens. This white man speaks down on me. He seems to see what I'm soon to be. I still had room to grow, and I had places to go and people to see. I had room to grow smarter. I still had room to improve and try harder. I was a dreamer. I knew what I wanted to be when I got older. I daydreamed to stay heated in a country that's getting colder and colder. I am a legend. He should have let me be. Now my parents can only speak for me. Now I want you to proceed in peace. I am Trayvon Martin. Let's fight for justice, but let's do it in peace.
Thank you very, very much. That says so much of what I think so many people are feeling. And I think one of the things that we have to be clear about here is, although we're talking about this issue sometimes in terms of black or white, this is not about the issue of black folks versus white folks or white folks versus black folks. This is really about the issue of justice. And remember, if one person's rights are trampled, everybody's rights are at risk of being trampled. And that is what we are talking about here today, the importance of protecting the rights of everyone, the rights of everyone. So I want to go back to this gang issue, because I think this is critical in terms of that whole profiling thing. And I had some real issues, excuse me, with the whole discussion around the gang articles, because I felt like it assisted profiling in such a way as to put, folks who were put folks at risk who were, not at risk. And we found the map there, and what you clearly see is that some sections of the city are designated. Brian, the red sections are the gang locations. Yeah, the red sections are the gang locations. You can see, according to the blades, you can see, or according to this map, excuse me, you can see that they have those isolated in areas that are predominantly inner city areas. And take a look at that when compared to the rest of that map. So it makes that particular area of the city look extraordinarily
Gang-infested.
Yeah.
What's safe?
Yeah.
What's safe in Toledo?
Yeah. So
if that is all gang area, what's safe in Toledo? And then even with the Trayvon Martin case, if I know parents who won't let their kids walk outside because of violence in their neighborhood, but now even with the Trayvon Martin case, you can't walk in the suburbs either.
Right, you can't walk in the suburbs either. I'm going to pull that map right back up again. I've just gotten a little more information. All of the colors actually indicate, according to this map, that there are gangs in each of those areas. Right. In each of those areas. So, okay, and so, but there are not gangs in the suburbs.
They are. They are.
No, there can't be.
It can't be.
There can't be. No.
That's another thing of what the media portrays, is that it's actually more crime going on in the suburbs than it is actually in the inner city. But a lot of it gets swept under the rug.
That's right. You know what's really interesting too is that the biggest increase in heroin use is by white kids in the suburbs who come into the city to buy that drug, but who go back to the suburbs. So tell me, what do you think at the end of the day the impact of Trayvon Martin's legacy is on folks like the two of you?
I would say it's almost congruent with the Emmett Till situation.
Really?
Yes.
I wasn't sure how I felt about that parallel at first, but I think it's a really strong parallel. Do you think it's overstepping at all?
Actually not, because Emmett Till was actually he was innocent as well. I mean, of course he in our terms, he was hollering at a young lady, a whistle, but it was innocent. I mean,
Yeah, for folks who don't know, who don't remember the Emmett Till issue, he was a young man from the north, went to the south for the summertime, hanging out with some guys. A young white woman came along. He was accused of whistling at her in the south. Long story short, they found him, pulled him from the river after he had been murdered by a group of white men for whistling at the young white woman.
And it's just translated. This is now the 2013 lynching. When you can use the law to, when you have your motives, you have your own motives behind doing what you want to do, but you use the law in advantage to do it. That was one of my issues with the Trayvon Martin case, is that, true enough, the law allowed him to do it, in which I could not be mad at the fact that he's off. I can't be mad at the fact that he's off because he violated, I mean, he stayed within the law. But I am mad about the fact of the civil rights part of us allowing him to get away with that because of the law. And what I mean by that is that the law should be able to be changed in a manner so that it is fair to everyone.
Yeah, and that's a great point. There was one of the jurors has been on in the last couple of days saying he absolutely was guilty from her point of view, but they just couldn't make the facts fit the law. So they had to let him go. What do you hear? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I think the impact that it may have on this nation and in America right now, and I think this becomes very racy, and I think it's fueled by the media, especially with the election of President Obama recently. I almost think of this case almost as the race divide, like the O.J. Simpson trial. It becomes a race case. I believe that America is being divided now because of the Trayvon Martin case. People are looking at it and they're taking sides, and it's a divide in America. And I think media fuels that division by continue to put this on the front page of everything, and because we have a lot of young African American men dying, all the time in Chicago, in Toledo.
Toledo,
but this, I think, is being represented and on every cover, every news station, because of the division of the people of America.
Yeah, boy, that's a great conversation. I wish we had more time. I do want to ask you though, what is our obligation in terms of black on black crime? Now understand that I don't care. These are two separate issues for me. Black on black crime and what happened to Trayvon Martin, I think, are separate conversations, and I get a little antsy when people start to combine them. But it is a fair question. We are killing each other in our communities daily. We are killing each other daily. I mean, we don't get permission to do that, do we?
Correct.
Should we be doing that? I mean, of course we shouldn't be doing that, but how do we not do that? How do we fix that?
It starts with us, being unified. We have to be able to gather one another. And although you said it's black on black crime, but if we can put each other, all of our races, in a setting together to unify and have friends and to just be one, I think it'll even decrease the number of black on black crimes by us just being a unit as a community, just all of us together. And that's what my mission is right now, is to just build a community no matter the race.
Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. To inspire, to motivate. You need those community activists like Chris McBrayer, myself, Deontay Moss. You need those Lawrence Tribbles. You need those Kevin Coburns. You need those Keith Mothersheds. You need those Albert Earls. You need those
Paul Parkers,
those guys to come in there that have relationships with these kids to motivate and inspire them to do what they need to do. Instead of putting
Go ahead, sweet.
the head goofball of whatever gang on the cover of the Blade, why don't you get the people who can access them, who want to motivate and inspire them, so raise awareness about those people so they can get to them and get what they need to be inspired to get out the situations that they're in.
That's an incredible thought, really. Go ahead.
It was actually it was a guy who was working, actually Coburn. He was at the mall, and it was a big riot at the mall. And the police officers knew Coburn, and he knew he had an influence with the kids. So what happened was that the police couldn't calm him down. So Coburn just stepped in between them, took them all outside, started talking to him. So then once that happened, he really just ignored Coburn and just basically used Coburn for his source, and then went about his way. Instead of highlighting that should have been something that was highlighted, so that individuals can see that it is people out here that now we look talking about black on black crime. It is black individuals who are out here trying to help and motivate these young men. We have to be willing to open it up so people that can see us and expose us. And I thank you for that.
You're welcome. We are not too far gone, in other words, to turn this thing around as a community.
No.
Yeah, they want to get better. The kids want to get better. If you work with the kids like we work with the kids, you know, and you talk to them every day, you know that they want better. They just need to have access to the people that can get them there, or the people that can motivate and inspire them to get to the next level. Like one of the things that we're doing, we got a thing we're doing next
August
month.
5th.
August 5th through 9th. We're going to the juvenile jail downtown, the YTC, and we're going to do a week of training to motivate and inspire these kids.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and also, as we talk about gangs, I just want to kind of put a disclaimer out there. The gangs is not as serious as the media portray it. It's not as serious as, let's put it like this. It was only 13 gang violence homicides last year. We talk about 13. And for a city to be so heavily gang infested, we talk about 13.
13, so.
In which some of them were on the same night. So you really
We gotta
only
let this be the last word. I'm sorry, we never have enough time on this show. We got to go away for just a second. We'll be right back.
Tonight